on, JDM crew? Got you another 180SX here, the Sileighty. And this actually has the strawberry face, the S15 front, as it were. Pretty nice all around. Definitely built more for track, so for those of you guys looking for something a little softer, a little bit more street, this is probably not it. This is definitely, it's got some extra parts on here. Now the tune's not crazy, however, the suspension is definitely dialed in. I'd probably stiffen up the suspension a little bit more, get that rebound reduced. I could feel a little bounce, so like the dampening force is softer, so it's more for street. If you wanted it a little bit more track, well, it's ready to go. The spring rate feels track, it's just the dampening force is not dialed in, so. We got that good old turbo motor there helping us through here. I'm able to cruise pretty easily with this. Of course, this is the 180, so we've got the good old hatchback. And yeah, this is definitely designed for solid cornering. Feels good. We do have wider tires all around. Pretty solid overall. Yeah, definitely the dampening force, I would raise that a little. But overall, this is like pretty neat. We've got a lot of gauges here. We've got some parts. We have the FC Commander from Apex. We do have the D1 spec steering wheel. And we've got some racing seats up front. And we've also got some show style here. So definitely all around designed for drift. So it's got the looks and the performance. It's not too crazy though. Oh, maybe for some it is. Like I said before, this is definitely, with the way the suspension's dialed in, it's not for the regular casual driver. And the power is just a little bit more than stock, it feels like. Not too crazy. I mean, yeah, it kind of lets loose a little bit on the higher RPMs. But yeah, it's not too wild, I would say, compared to some of the others we've had in recent months. Oh, okay, he's turning. So yeah, we do have some chassis stiffening mods. We do have a lot of the various like tie rods and such to basically give you a really firm grip of the ground. We do have the steering adjusted a little bit more, so you get a tighter turning radius. That's more for your drift angle as well. So yeah, if you were planning on a drift project, this one's already got you most of the way there. And that would be a really good thing, since a lot of that suspension work and the suspension components can be quite pricey. And underneath, it's actually not too bad when I took a look at it. There's a couple of areas that do have a bit of wear, you know, that you would expect from like maybe some improper lifting or from modifications to get the body on. Just basically what you would expect from a car that's seen some action and is designed for drift. But in the way of rust, it's actually just got a little bit of surface rust on some parts. And the areas of concern around the suspension components, I was actually surprised on this one. They're actually in decent shape or replaced completely. So they've got, as I said, it's designed for drift, so it's got all of that replaced. So we've got the bushings, we've got the different rods, and the coilover setup. Just listening to the engine though, yeah, definitely not sure what the tune is with this one. It's definitely drivable for regular conditions. Clutch seems to be fine. Nothing too crazy there. I would probably beef that up if you guys are trying to actually get this prepared for drift, if that's what you want. I'd probably replace the clutch and get something a little bit more grippier, and maybe dial in the power a bit more. I'm going to be taking a look at it myself, so any other modifications that we do to it, we'll definitely have listed, but we'll have a list of mods that have already been done as we have received it in the state that you see it in this video. So that'll be listed on the website. And you can ask our sales team if you've got any questions about this, or if you want some things done, because if you want to get like the color changed a little bit, it does have the OEM mixed with some various other mods, you know, like the body kit, the S15 front and such. So I thought I'd get a little bit of audio there for you with the turbo so you guys can hear it does rev up and spool up nicely. And as I said before, we're not really sure what this is dialed to, but if you'd like our guys to take a look at it, or if you've got any plans in particular and you'd like some upgrades, definitely talk with our sales guys. We'll get you all situated. We can have our guys look at it and tune this up a little bit more. And as you know, this has a lot of potential. Yeah, the LSD is not too killer on this one, so I feel pretty good when I turn on this. It's pretty much, it's set for drift and a little bit for show, but it's very streetable. But as I said, the suspension's a little bit rougher for most people, so yeah, if you're looking for OEM style ride, this is not it. I definitely watch this. So yeah, I'm not sure how the camera looks on that, but I just have a very solid feel with this when it comes to cornering. I'll probably take a look at this a little bit more too, so you'll see on our website we'll have certain things modified, and I could probably get a few more things in there. I'll try to convince the management to throw in a few more parts, because this has a lot of potential. It's a lot of fun too. Yeah, braking is pretty solid here. We could probably also get that upgraded for you, especially if you plan on tracking this. But for the good old weekend autocross or weekend drift, this is more than enough. Alright, so let's head over to the yard and I'll give you guys a walk around of everything else that's on here. How's it going, JDM crew? As you can see here, we've got a Sileighty with the S15 front. Let's check it out. Well, as you can see here, we do have the Sileighty /180SX with the S15 front, also known as the strawberry face. And it's got a few mods on there. You guys that have maybe seen some of the shows out here, or you know, maybe seen this floating around, might recognize this car, or at least this style. And it's actually pretty cool. So it's definitely a project car. It's been turned into this, and pretty cool with the this type of blue. Yes, I know it looks kind of purplish, but it is actually an OEM blue. I forget what the color code is, but it is pretty cool. Kind of has a little tone to it. But you might also notice with the film, it's actually a little bit of a sort of like that sunglasses style tint to the windows there. So that is on the front. So maybe not for some locales. I know there's some regulations for that, so you might have to get that adjusted, but this is in its current state. So yeah, you might need to make some adjustments for street, but this is set up sort of a show / drift.
And I'll show you a little bit what's under the hood. I mean, you can already tell we've definitely got some coilovers, we got some rims. It's got a nice stance to this with an awesome body kit from front to back. And so, yeah, we do have a vented hood in the front with hood pins. Those are functional. You actually do need those. So the original hood latch is not working, mainly because it is the S15 front, so mounting point's a little bit different. Sileighty right there. And yeah, as you can tell from the arrow, it also has these canards on there. Whole kit with the fender flares, so everything about it is nice and wide. I do believe we have spacers on the rear. I'm not so sure about the front. I think we have a, yeah, it's a little slightly smaller spacer, so the offset for the wheels is the same. And as you can tell, we've got quite a bit of plumbing there. I'll show you the interior first, and then we can dive in. I don't know if you can see this tint, by the way. There we go. It's a sort of like Oakley's. So yeah, let's take a look inside. So parts of this are OEM, and then it's got a few other additions to it. Headliner's looking good, but we've got some Recaros here in the front with racing harnesses. Audio and Navi system right there. It's Eclipse, and then we do have this D1 spec racing wheel and a variety of gauges here. And so with these gauges, it's also a custom dash on there, so it is bolted in, covers up the original dash, as you can see here. And we do have the FC Commander, which is functional and connected. Not sure what the tune is, but we can also have a look into that for you if you're interested, or if you want to make your own adjustments, you can tune this. And I do have to double check. You could ask our sales team. The chassis has 157,000 kilometers. I'm not so sure when they did the engine mods and such, so there is quite a bit done to it. So speaking of which, let's go dive into the engine bay and I'll show you around. And see, functional hood pins. And here's what we've got. We do have a gritty radiator. HKS intake, and I believe that's a Tomei. Oh yeah, there it is, Tomei. A header for the turbo there. So definitely a good turbo manifold. And as you can see, plenty of plumbing done, so quite the variety of stuff done to it. And for those of you curious, we do have some numbers here for you. As you see, it is an RPS 13 for real. It is definitely of the Silvia lineage. So yeah, we do have coilovers all around. All sorts of plumbing to support the tune on this, but I am not aware of the specs of the tune itself. So I don't really have any numbers, but we could definitely have our guys check for it and run it on the dyno later if you so choose. Or if you want mods, we got you covered. We can definitely add more, as if this didn't already have enough done to it as it is. But yeah, some of you, I know the sky's the limit when it comes to tuning, so some of you this way might be way too much, so very nice. I definitely have always been a fan of the S15 front, even back in my S14 days, so it's nice to see. And we'll latch this down. locked and loaded. And those of you that might have already noticed, we do have a bit of aero. We got this giant wing. It's a mix of function and fashion, you know. Definitely like the racing spec of this, the drift spec style. Nice and wide. But you guys can have at it however you like. I know some of you would like something a little bit more stock. So, as always, you can hit us up, info@jdm-expo.com. So if you're looking for something a little bit more stock, just ask us about it. You can DM on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and our guys got you covered for that as well. If you got any questions about the process, shipping conditions globally, because there are some delays between the Atlantic and Pacific. So getting through Panama is a little bit slower, but if you're just East Coast, West Coast, or in Europe, well, we got you covered. So shipping delays are in some areas, but it's not too bad overall. We're definitely a lot better than we were just a few years ago. So if you have any questions about the regulations, we can check with our partners in your region, or you might have to do a little bit of homework. But if you want the JDM dreams to be alive, we've got you covered. We'll be able to deliver it to you wherever you are in the world. So, as always, guys, keep those JDM dreams alive. And we've got a few more cars here for you. Actually, we will be doing some more deliveries pretty soon here. We'll have a couple of videos up. We actually just got the call a little bit before my recording here. So we've got a few deliveries coming in the next couple days. So I know a few of our customers have been waiting for that, and we've just got the call from our shipping agent. We've got another ship heading out soon, so out to deliver those JDM dreams. Make sure to tune in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.